Hi everybody, welcome back to the show. We're moving on to the topic of assimilation. And according to Wikipedia, assimilation is considered the culture, well, first of all, it's called cultural assimilation, and people call it assimilation. And it's an intense process of consistent integration whereby members, a part of a ethno-cultural groups, which are typically immigrants or minority, come over and try to integrate into that culture.
So to become more Americanized almost, or no?
Yeah,
like to come here and to
learn language, and customs,
to conform to our society.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think conform is a good word.
Okay.
But like, but nonetheless, that is true. But conform, I don't think it's a. You don't need to change who you are. You stay the person.
Be proud of your background.
Be proud of it.
Yeah.
But you are now here. Now this is what gets me a lot. Is that a lot like.
I know where you're going with this.
I see a lot of people that come over, and that's great. And I have a lot of friends that are immigrants, or recent immigrants, and I love them to death. They're great. But I think the reason why it's easy for us to get along and there's no culture bumps between us is that they've done their part to integrate into our society. And the fact that they've done that is
to learn the language and all that.
Well, yeah, they know the language, but they learn like our customs and whatnot. And I learn about their customs, and I think that's great. But it's not like they put up a wall for me not to become a part of them.
I think more and more people are trying to learn a language. Like yesterday I went and got a massage, and it was with the Latin lady. And at first I mostly talked English to her. And I noticed that it was a little broken, but at least she took that initiative to learn more English. And she's planning to work at a spa. And I think what it is most people come over, they realize that in order to succeed in this country, they have to learn the language and learn more about the culture. But a lot of times, like my neighbors across the street, they're Anglos. They told me, they're like, why is it that they come over and they don't want to learn the language? And that's just their opinion. And I think that not necessarily they don't want to learn the language. I think that first of all, they're trying to find a job and make some money.
Well, like we said earlier, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to learn the language.
Yeah.
I know I've worked with, I used to work for Doubledays Pizza, and not something I'm proud of because it was a horrible job, but sorry if you work for Doubledays.
It was horrible for you.
It was a horrible experience for me. But anyway, that's not beside the point. Actually, one of the dishwashers was from Mexico, and he was an immigrant. He spoke zero English, and great guy. Like I speak very little Spanish, but I would always talk to him, and it was hard. And I tried to teach him the language, and I would teach him like, especially like around the, this is a pizza, this is a pepperoni, or
And he wanted to learn.
And he did, and he would learn like, he learned thank you and welcome and you're welcome and stuff like that, please, and just things that he needed to know about that. And it's really, I really try to help those people, and it's just, I just think it's really sad when it's so hard for them to learn it.
On the other hand, growing up, we had a housekeeper that only spoke Spanish, and I can't speak Spanish. I can't even take Spanish because
Do you know any Spanish?
I do. I pick it up easily because I've heard it my whole life. I just don't speak it. I can't instantaneously respond. But we had this housekeeper. My mom used to make me go up like whenever we had lunch ready, like go tell Alicia lunch is ready. I was like, oh no! But it really made me learn to speak, and even though it was probably broken as heck, but
so imagine how they feel whenever they want to speak it. Too.
Right, exactly. That how the anxiety I felt just asking her, like, or telling her, come over.
I wanted to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, I'm like scared. That's probably how they're feeling, that they don't. Yeah.
I think when you're scared, like I know how you do, because I work for a company and we have drivers, and a couple of them are Spanish speaking, and I feel so dumb when I'm talking to them because I'm like trying so hard to speak Spanish, and they're like, and they laugh because they know what I'm saying.
Like, what do you say?
I'll say like if I'm calling them to see where they're, ¿Dónde estás? I always say ¿Dónde está usted? Because I treat
That's
them
good. I understand.
And like tell them. I'll say, how's the weather in Spanish and all this stuff, or how you doing?
How do you say how's the weather?
¿Cómo está el clima? Try to say it.
You need to take Spanish.
I can teach you a
I'm
little
bad Mexican.
She's a sign language. She's a sign language.
It's like
It's part of culture assimilation.
That's good though, yeah.
It is. Well, and the place where I see a bunch of Hispanic immigrants is in the bar community. Like I like to go out with my friends, and there's a lot of them that work clean up your tables at the bars, and they're so nice. And they'll talk to you to talk to them, and they're really cool people. So like they're learning. I think that a lot of the people when they first see the people that can't speak, as well as people that are still trying
barely
to
coming over and learning. Yeah, because I was looking online and there's a lot of kits out there, and there's also classes available. That my mom she went to a place where she was learning English, and she's been here since '76, but her English is still kind of broken. And so she decided to go to a school, and I remember she bought Inglés Sin Barreras. That's like really big in Spanish. It's a really big kit and product that a lot of Latinos buy.
I love how she speaks.
So I mean, I know that we do try, and for me, I don't even remember. I think I learned both English and Spanish at the same time.
That's good. You
Yeah,
learn at an early age.
I'm completely fluent.
It's
Yeah.
good for you, and that is a huge. That is.
But
these days, it is great to speak both.
Yeah.
But
My agency asks me all the time. They're like, "Can you speak Spanish?" Like,
You can send me over, Megan.
I was like, I can fake an accent.
Yeah. Well, like with me, when I took foreign language in college, I learned how to read and write it because I really didn't know how to read and write it.
That's another thing, because in college it's mostly reading and writing, and I know that in my Spanish classes I had a couple girls that were from Mexico, and they like could not write. They wouldn't pass their test, and it was hard for them because they could speak it and speak it and speak it, but they couldn't write it, and they were like, I don't understand how I'm failing these tests, and it was because it's so hard. I mean, it'd be like if we were trying to teach a Spanish-speaking person how to write in English.
Yeah,
it's a hard
right away,
subject.
like push you through it.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and so
Okay. Well,
we'll be back.